Hey friends, it's Michelle from the Gangsta Garden. I'm coming to you from Portobello Beach in Edinburgh, Scotland. And it's a little chilly. It is April 29th. It is the 29th. I wanted to give you a little peek of where I'm staying. I have a bed and breakfast a little ways down the road, but this is the beach. And the sun, as you can see, is starting to set. And those are mountains in the background. I I had to come out here last night when I first got here, which was stressful. I'll tell you about that. It was stressful. But I got it. I got here. So that was the important part. So I'm just going to sit on the beach with you, if you don't mind. And I'm going to drink my water. It's not water, just so you know. Okay, first of all, this beach is super cool. People's dogs are everywhere. Their dogs are off leash. They're so well trained. They listen. I'd say 95% of them are really, really, really well behaved. Very different than the States, that's for sure. I'm sorry I haven't been checking in. It's been a crazy couple days. So I went on my sky tour for 3 days, which was just beyond outstanding. Just beyond. I've already started to plan my next trip. It was a 3-day tour to Skye. We went from Edinburgh, so we had to go north and west to a big island that is wild beyond wild. If you watch any bit of Outlander, you know what I'm talking about. And not all of that was filmed in Scotland, but a lot of it was. We did see some pretty amazing things. I got to stick my face in a fairy pool. I got to meet some incredible people that I know I'm going to have some lifelong connections with already. One of them being a 22-year-old med student from Florida. She and I, we had dinner together on my birthday. We just had the best time. And even my tour guide, she got me a gift for my birthday, what they call Scottish tablet. And it's like fudge, but it's better. And it was such an amazing time so far. So once the Sky tour ended last night, I had to change gears. Then we come back to Edinburgh, which is a really big city. Not like this. Like this is like the beach town outside of Edinburgh, about 15, 20 minutes, depending on traffic. But Edinburgh itself is insane. Oops, there goes my water. It's insane. I almost got hit by a bus. I think I told you that on my first day. Since then, I have not been hit by anything or all right, I came in some kind of danger, but I did that to myself on purpose. You'll see. So I got in last night. We got in about 7:30. And my check-in time for the bed and breakfast was 8:30. And I thought that would give me plenty of time. Well, the bus system is confusing. There's buses that go to big cities, and you get those at one terminal, and then there's city buses that you get at different stops, and they all have different numbers, and they have different letters. They're all going different places, and I missed my bus yesterday. I saw it, and I was like, oh, there it is, and he pulled away. So if you're not there right at that moment, I was probably 15 feet down the road. He didn't know. So that was on me. So I just started to freak out. I started asking bus drivers. They were like, what? And I gave them the address, and they're like, we don't know that. I should have just told them Portobello Beach. And they would have been like, oh, and they would have told me. Anywho, I got flustered beyond flustered in Edinburgh, in the middle of the city, because the city central, like where Princess Street and where Queen Street is, and the train station is, it's nuts. It's like New York City. It's like a New York City. It just looks prettier, in my opinion. So I freaked out, and I just kept telling myself, I was talking to myself out loud in the street going, we can do hard things. You've done a lot harder than this in your life. You can get yourself to your fucking bed and breakfast on your own, bitch. Like, I was giving myself a pep talk. And finally, I just decided, fuck it. I'm taking a cab. Cab is way more expensive. It was like 30 bucks. I didn't care because at that point I was so tired. I was just exhausted. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I had to pee, and you can't really get easy access to bathrooms here. It's not like you can walk into a restaurant or a fast food joint, which they do have McDonald's here, by the way, and people love it. You can't just go in there and use the restroom. They have locks on them that you get a code to get in if you have a receipt. Yeah, I get it. So I was really struggling, and I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go find a cab. And I knew I could get a cab at the train station. So I went back to the train station from the bus stop I was at, which entails crossing many, many, many busy roads. And then I got this cab. Guy was super cool. We sat and we chatted. We made fun of our government. It was quite amusing, actually. So I finally get here. The gentleman, his wife was in the house somewhere. It's their own personal home, but they use it as a bed and breakfast. So their section is private, and then we have our section, and there's a bunch of rooms. So he talked me through a bunch of things. He's like, hey, just get bus 26. You'll be fine. I'm like, oh, okay. So bus 26. Good. He's like, you can even do 19, but it doesn't run as often. Okay, cool. So he helps me out. I get checked into my room last night. It's beautiful. It has 12-foot ceilings. Oh God, it's gorgeous. I'm going to show you guys videos once all my crap's out of there. And call a bed and breakfast. I had the most amazing breakfast this morning. So you put in your meal order at night and you check off little boxes of what you want. And then you go into the common room, like Harry Potter, there's a common room, and there's tables, and they had a table all set for just me with one place setting. And then there were 2 other tables for 2 next to me. And the setup was just outstanding. I will take pictures, maybe even a video tomorrow if I'm not embarrassed to do that in the middle of breakfast, because that's kind of weird. I think that's weird, but I think a picture would be fine. So I get my breakfast this morning. He's like, yeah, you just go out there and get the bus. And I'm like, cool. So bus 26 shows up. Bam, I'm on it. I'm so happy. And I'm like, we're going. And I'm like, I don't recognize any of the scenery, none of it. And I'm like, we're getting farther away from the city. What I didn't know is that these buses loop. They loop around. And if you catch it on one side of the road, you're going in one direction. You catch it on the other side of the road, you're going in the other direction. Well, I just happened to catch it on the wrong side, so I was on the bus. Should have been like a 15, 20-minute bus ride. It took me like almost an hour because I was like, oh, we're going to go all the way this way, all the way around, and then we're going to go all the way to the city. You know what? It was fine because I got to see some places I wouldn't have seen, and it was pretty cool, except for the little bratty kid from the UK next to me. What a brat. Her mom kept screaming at her but wasn't doing anything about it. Anyway, they got off, thank God. So I get to the city, get a little turned around again because my phone is not, it's helping me in a way, but I get why people say you need like maps downloaded. I get it now. So I did have a map in my backpack, but I wasn't freaking out like I was last night, but I was like, but I didn't have anything to get to. So that helped a lot. Not rushing helped a lot. It was like 2:30 by the time I got to the city, and I had a tour, an underground whiskey tasting at 5:30. So I still had plenty of time. And I walked around, got used to some of the streets, somewhere I was going, and what I was doing. And I'll tell you, it's easy when you're by yourself because you can maneuver easier, but then on the other hand, you don't have another person to bounce off. Hey, what do you think we should do? So that's been a learning curve for me. And I finally found a place to have lunch, and on the menu online it said mac and cheese. And I'm like, yes, mac and cheese. I get there and they're like, we just changed the menu, lass. We have no more mac and cheese. I said, fucking fuck. So I had hummus, which was fine. Hummus and veggies was fine. And a beautiful cider. And then I walked around, and I got to my whiskey tasting, and it's an educational experience. They teach you all about the whiskey and about the history of that particular room you were in. Apparently we were in the holding tank for the drunk people. So we were like, oh, it's perfect. I was sitting next to a grandmother and granddaughter from Australia. The grandma was like, she wasn't wasted, but her granddaughter kept saying, Grandma, you pissed. Like, oh my God. And then they were going to a terror tour after that. And it specifically said on the terror tour that you could not be drunk going on the terror tour. And the grandma's like, oh, well, I'm going on it anyway. So they were fun. They were very fun to hang out with and talk to about whiskey and just life in general. So I'm trying to get the bus back to my bed and breakfast. And I got turned around again, because the opposite side of the road thing still throws me. And my phone, again, was telling me to go to the wrong side. But guess what? I figured it out. And you know what? It took me 15 minutes to get here from the city. Cheers to me, because that's a big improvement over this morning. And I was starting to recognize some of the stops that they were talking about. And I started to recognize the scenery. So I'm getting there, but this shit going solo is not easy, and I think one of the things you got to do is make sure you stay calm and rein yourself in. Make sure you have your battery pack, make sure you have a drink, make sure you have snacks. They're really big on cheese sandwiches out here, and let me tell you, their cheese sandwiches are amazing. They're nothing like ours. Their bread is fantastic. These people eat sweets like you wouldn't believe. They eat them all the time. You know what? None of them are big. You can tell they're fit, and they walk all the time. So today I think I did 8 miles. I probably did 30 miles on the bus. But I did 8 miles walking. On my birthday I did 10, but that was hiking. We were hiking that day, and that was the Kerrang. Oh, yes, I'm going to tell you about my birthday. I'm going to back up really fast. Look up the Kerrang, Quirang. It is one of the most stunning places it is the most stunning place I've ever seen in my life. And I will be going back to do the actual hike where you can go way up to the top of the hill and the cliff. We could only do a little bit. We only did a hike for 25 minutes there and then 25 minutes back. So if you hear screaming, it's just some girls who went in the water, and it's freaking cold, as you can tell. Out there, I'm impressed, trust me, because I'm on the North Sea right now, and it's cold. It's cold. I put my hand in it yesterday when I came in. I put my hand in it to just greet the ocean, and I was so happy. But it's freaking cold, hence why I'm all bundled up right now. Plus, I'm sitting still, so that doesn't help. So I will be hiking the Kerrang, no problem. I already did that in my head. Like, yep, I know what I'm doing now. So I'm here for another 3 nights, right? Yes, 3 nights, because I don't even freaking know what day it is. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow, I have my tattoo scheduled. And after that, I'm going to the Beltane Fire Festival in Edinburgh. That should be interesting. I feel better about getting home tomorrow night because it's going to be a late night, and I know that's going to freak me out just a little bit, especially after all the fire and naked people. Great pagan festival. So I feel better about those things, and then I'm hopefully going to get to go hawking on do falconry, not technically hawking, falconry on Friday. I'm trying to get a session booked, and I think I'll be able to get in, I think. And if not, then there's plenty of other things I can do. But I just wanted to update you. I am good. I am feeling really quite accomplished in myself I'm thinking of so many of my friends during this trip with different things that are happening. Like I'm thinking of Nancy with all the walking I'm doing. I'm like, holy crap, this was like our training that we used to do, but like sometimes when I have a backpack on and I have stuff in it, you got more weight. And then you're in the sun and you're sweating. And then you go behind a building and it's freezing. It's like 20 degrees colder. You get freezing cold. So that's why they say in Scotland to wear layers. And I totally get it. But you got to carry them around with you if it does get hot. All right, well, I'm learning. That's the important part. So here I am, 55 years old. Oh, I'm being distracted by an Irish wolfhound. He's older, you can tell by the way he's moving on the beach. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Distracted by dogs. I miss my dog. I do. I miss my dog. And hey, speaking of dogs, you know what? You can take them into bars and restaurants. They just come in, they walk in with their people, not a service dog, nothing. Just a well-behaved dog. And they sit at the bar, they sit under a table, and that's that, which is just amazing. Just amazing to me. So, things I've learned. Always take your battery pack. Always. Because I didn't take it my first day, and I know I told you guys that, and that was a mistake. And that makes you really panicky when you start to see your battery go down, and you don't know where you're going. That's a panic attack waiting to happen, right? Number 2, make sure you have something to drink with you, like real water. I mean, it's evening now, so I haven't been driving at all, so have real water with you. But nothing too heavy. Like a plastic bottle is a good idea because you're not lugging that heavy weight of a insulated bottle. Now this one is plastic, but it's reusable. I had to buy it in order to use a bathroom today at a hostel, but I needed the water anyway, and I really needed to pee, so there you are. So with that, folks, battery pack, water, snacks. Number 3, have snacks. Yes, have snacks. Number 4, have a printed map or a downloaded map, because Google Maps is going to twist you around 8,000 times, and they're doing a ton of construction in the middle of Edinburgh, and it makes it really hard to get around already. And number 5, just talk to people. I think that's the one thing about solo traveling that's really cool. You're forced to talk to other people because you can't be in your own little world with the person you're with or the people you're with. You just kind of listen to what others are saying and you start chiming into conversations. I mean, if they seem like they might be willing, and if they're not willing. I haven't run into that though. Everybody's been super friendly. I have run into people from Portugal and Norway and Australia. I mean, people all over the world. It's been amazing. So if you're ever thinking of going solo travel, I highly recommend it. But there's a lot to it, and give yourself time. I think that's another tip. Like, give yourself extra time for everything. If you have to be somewhere by a certain time, give yourself a big buffer. And if you get there early, great. Then explore in that area, look around, get a snack, whatever. But then you don't feel like you're racing the clock all the time, because that is a typical American thing. And I've noticed that Europeans are like, meh. And people in the UK, like especially the north in the Highlands, they're like, meh. They're a whole different breed. And I tell you, I love those people. They're amazing. They're so much fun. Speaking of, I met a bartender today. He is not from the Highlands, but he's from Scotland. And he said, oh, where are you from? And he said, where are you from in the States? Because obviously they know. I said, I originally grew up in Jersey. And he goes, Bruce Springsteen. I said, yeah, the boss lived not too far from me. He's like, I've seen him like 9 times in concert. The guy was really hot, by the way, so I didn't mind talking to him. And his buddy at the bar goes, you're more like a stalker, man. And then we were talking about John Bon Jovi, and we were talking about the Great Lakes. So it's very easy to talk to people when you're by yourself, I think. If you want to. If you don't want to, bring a book. Or I always have a notepad with me where I'm jotting things down. As a matter of fact, my friend Betsy got me an amazing journal. It's not just a journal, it's a travel journal. So it's like a graphic organizer where you could circle things and write things in little places. And it's really helped me keep things organized in my brain for each day because they start to blend into one another and you don't know where you've been. Like today, I'm like, where was I? What am I doing? So yeah, it's an amazing thing to do solo travel, but there are, some twists and turns, and you gotta just let it go. You gotta be, I can do hard things, right? Glennon Doyle taught me that. We can do hard things. Like we can get a bus and go the right way to where we want to go. So I feel confident for tomorrow. Okay, I feel marginally confident for tomorrow to get to my tattoo on time because that's at 10:30. I'll have plenty of time. And then I'm staying in the city, gonna have some food, and then I'm going to the fire festival, which should just be, it's wild. Go ahead and Google it, Beltane Fire Festival. And you could probably, I want to see if you can see it. Oh, right there. Full moon tomorrow, man. That's gonna be amazing. I mean, what's the chances of that? Beltane Fire Festival and a full moon. Ruh-roh. I may disappear like Claire Fraser and never come back. All right, friends. Oh, another really cool thing, instead of saying thank you, a lot of these people say cheers. So like when you're passing people on a trail and you kind of give them way, they're like, cheers. And I'm like, I like that. Instead of saying thank you, they say cheers. So guess what? Cheers, friends. Enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the sunset while I drink my water on the beach here in Edinburgh, Scotland. And I hope you all have an amazing day. Well, yeah, it's still early by you. It's 9 o'clock by me, so it's 4 o'clock by you. So have a fabulous day, and I'll hope to chime in tomorrow. Maybe I'll send you some videos from the fire festival. Yeah, I think maybe I will. And probably from the tattoo also, because that'll be kind of cool. As long as she's okay with it, the tattoo artist. So, all right. Cheers, and I will chime in with you guys soon. Love you. Bye.